Color commentary tonight will be former Southern Regional coach Jim Ruhnke to bring you this Class A South Shore Conference game. We have two teams that I think are very good teams, even though their record may not indicate that right now. I think we should have a good ball game tonight. Jim, I think both teams have played some good competition so far. We saw one of the teams, Toms River South, in our broadcast of the Round Ball Championship game down at Southern Regional when they got blown out by St. Joe's, but I certainly don't think that was any indication as to what kind of club Albano has.
No, not at all. Both teams have played tough schedules early. This is a big game for both, a conference game, and you know, a loss for either team tonight could mean almost elimination from the race. So it is a big game, and I think you'll see probably a pretty close game tonight out here.
Now, we talked about South being a fairly young team. Grundhauser, the only veteran back. I would think that Toms River East would be more of a veteran club because they didn't graduate anybody last year, yet this is their first year in the conference.
Yeah, they have a veteran club, though. I mean, a lot of these players are seniors, and even though it's the first year in the conference, they got their experience last year, and they're a good club. Their record is very misleading. They're a very good 3-4 basketball team right now. I think a question mark on Toms River South will be whether or not Tommy K's on the floor. He's obviously their leader and their best player, and without him, there's a lot of adjustments that have to be made.
Might point out Tommy K's been out with a flu. He's missed the last 2 games, and he has weakness in his legs. He's here tonight, but the flu's really hit him pretty hard. Jim, I'm going to turn the mic over to you. I'm going to send Coach Albano over. You can talk to him, find out what's been going on since the last time we saw him.
Okay, very good, Ken. All right, we have Coach Albano with us, and we'll talk a little bit about tonight's game. Let me ask you this, Tommy K's situation. I think that's an important one. What's the story there tonight? Is he going to play, and if so, how much?
I'll tell you the truth. Right now, we're not sure. I doubt it. You know, yesterday, like I told you before, was the first time he has even really got out of bed or touched the ball in 2 weeks, and he practiced, and he was very sluggish, and he's pretty much, I feel he's pretty much over the sickness, but it's just a lot of stiffness. He's not in shape. His knees are bothering him. We're going to let him warm up today and see how he feels. If he feels all right, we'll go with him right away before he cools down. If he doesn't start, most likely he won't play.
If he's not in the lineup, Greg, what kind of adjustment has to be made? I mean, we know he's a top-notch player, and what kind of problems does that cause for you as a coach?
It causes a lot of problems because with him in the lineup, we have somebody who has experience, who's been through it before, who can score for us. We need a big basket. We need a big score. We need a big steal. We can rely on him. Without him, we have to look for somebody else, and so far we haven't found that person.
Yeah, you mentioned to me about the shooting that you felt you'd have a really fine shooting team this year, and it's going cold for you now and then. Has this been a factor in some of your losses?
I definitely, you know, the whole thing's contagious. You know, you start playing one aspect of your game right, and it usually picks up. Now we're just going the opposite. Our shooting is taking a downhill turn, and the other aspects of our game, our defense is falling off. We're just not shooting well, and it's not only our shooting, it's also our shot selection. We're not really getting the good shots that we should be getting, and with Tommy not in there really lends to that.
Let me ask something out about this game. Now we know it's a inter-city rivalry. Does it have as much tenseness to it as, say, the North-South games used to have?
I don't think so. I think you know, the whole North-South thing really got perpetuated from the football, you know, and they are only playing 9 games. You have a week to prepare. Once in basketball, even the North-South basketball game weren't that great because you had 2-3 days to prepare, and it was just 1 game out of 26 rather than 1 out of 9. Now, you know, with East in there now, instead of maybe 2 games you were high for, now it's cutting down to 4, plus St. Joe's. We played them twice, you know. So it's really sort of, it's not just another game, but it's sort of losing some of the real high importance it used to have as far as North was concerned.
Well, I tell you, I wish you a lot of luck tonight. I hope Tommy's ready to play. I'm sure it'll add to your club. Okay. And good luck to you, Greg. Okay. Ken, you want to... Who we have next?
All right, I'm going to talk to Jack Brace. As soon as he comes over, he's on his way now. And then you're going to be talking to Dave Robbins. Okay.
Before you leave, I'd like to give you and Ken each a Raider towel, something we do to promote our program a little bit here at Toms River East.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Got my Raider towel. Can you open that up and show them what it looks like on the TV there? is in the black lettering, white towel. Okay, we get a round of applause from our Raider fans. This, of course, is Jack Brace, the head coach of the Toms River East Raiders. And Jack's got to have a little emotional thing going. You used to be over Toms River South, and you're going against your old school. And tell me about the rivalry in basketball. Is this the first time these two clubs have met on a varsity level conference play?
No, Ken, we met last year, and what makes this game exciting tonight is my freshman coach is Glenn Albano, Greg's brother, and they had the game today, and we lost by 2. So Glenn will be here tonight to look at the varsity game.
Now, let's talk about your club. I talked a little bit with Jim earlier in this show, and I said, well, South's rebuilding this year. They've got Grundhauser, the only veteran. You're loaded with everybody back from last year. However, this is your first year in Shore Conference play. So I'm going to ask you, do you feel you have a veteran club, or do you feel, well, we still haven't really been tested in the conference, so we're still green?
Well, sounds very good, Ken, but we still have Joey Scott, who is a very good ball player, but he's still only a sophomore, and he makes a few sophomore mistakes. And we have Andy Gora, who is a junior, and then we have, of course, Kevin Bougash, who is a senior, Dave Robbins, and Darren Dietrich. I feel that the pressure on us this year is the way that the A South is set up, and it's a good kind of pressure because everybody's equal and every game is important. You don't know from one day to the next who's going to beat who, so it does make it exciting. As far as being in the A South, we played many, many teams last year from the A South. We also played Middletown South and St. Joe's a few times. So as far as being tested by good ball clubs, I think we have been tested last year, and we're ready to be in the A South.
You mentioned Joe Scott, who's only a sophomore, but his older brother, Bob Scott, who was the all-county safety man in football for the Raiders. I understand you haven't had a chance to see him play because he's been injured from football.
Bob Scott was one of my top prospects for this year. As a matter of fact, we had him in the newspaper at the beginning of the year, and then he got hurt in football, and now we are without Bobby, and that does hurt us.
Now, what about the conference? I think looking at it on paper, Lakewood's a little weaker than they have been in the past, and as you said, I think it's a wide-open race this year. Your record right now in the conference is what?
3-1.
All right, so obviously this is a very key game tonight as to who's going to be up there. How about your games with Lakewood? When do you meet them?
Well, we have met Lakewood. We lost by 12, and we played them very good all the way to the end. We were down by about 8, and then the last 2 baskets were just in the last few seconds. I think that Southern now can catch Lakewood, and I think it's up in the air. You can't tell. We'll be able to tell more after the games are completed tonight. Look at Brick as a surprise. They're coming along quite well. As far as we're concerned, I don't think that we have really been tested this year yet. We played a lot of good ball clubs in the beginning, but in conference play, we have played Jackson, and when we played Jackson, they had a couple kids hurt, and one didn't play at all. And then we played North and Central, who are supposedly a few of the weaker teams in A South. So I don't think we've really been tested yet, and tonight will be the test for us.
All right, Jack, I wish you good luck tonight, and have a good game. Thanks for the towel.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
And you're going to send Dave Robbins over.
All right, I will.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Jack Brace, the head coach of the Raiders. Jim Ruhnke's going to talk to Dave Robbins of Toms River East, and they are here right now. Jim?
I have with me Dave Robbins, I believe the leading scorer for the Raiders. Is that correct? Let me ask you about this game tonight as far as, does it hold anything special for you being that it's Toms River South?
Yeah, it does. Before the season starts, we play against a lot of these guys down in the old South gym. And we have sort of rivalry going between us as we know a lot of the other players and stuff. So we hope for a good game.
I'm sure it'll be a good game. About your season so far, Dave, I know you're a little disappointed with the record, but I think you've played well. You've played some pretty tough teams, and I think you've got a lot to look forward yet during this season.
Yeah, well, the beginning of our schedule was tough, and now we're into the division, and we hope to do really well in the division now because we've been playing pretty good, and we can play a little better defense. I think we're going to be tough.
You mentioned a division. This is a big game for you tonight. I believe you're 3-1 going into this game, and of course Lakewood hasn't lost yet. And I don't think a team can, get 2 losses without Lakewood losing. What do you think about the division itself? Who do you think the team to beat is?
I think it's Lakewood.
Do you think? I saw your game with them the first time, and you played them tough. You played them real tough, and I think you have a good shot against them. Who will you be matched up against tonight?
Russell Merrill.
Have you played against him in the parks anywhere? How do you think that matchup will go?
pretty good, I guess. I guess he knows me because I played against him, so he's tough, though. Should be a good matchup.
We know you're the leading scorer of this club, so obviously you shoot well. What other part of the game do you feel you contribute the most to this club?
I don't know. I guess just getting out on the break, and I try to provide a little leadership, get a couple of our guys up, get our big guys to be aggressive mostly.
All right, very good. Well, good luck to you tonight, Dave. Nice having you here. Okay. All right, Ken will bring in Russ Merrill now, and we'll...
Okay, here's Russell Merrill, Tom's River South, 6'1" senior. And Russ, last time we saw you guys on Channel 8, it was the round ball tournament. You guys kind of ran into a red-hot St. Joe's team that night. I understand the coach felt you guys played poorly that night. What was your summation of the loss to St. Joe in the championship game in Southern?
Well, you know, they just came out to beat us. You know, we didn't want it enough, so they just, you know, went out an early lead on us. We just, I guess, can't say we can kind of choke that game, you know?
All right, let me ask you this. How has the team played since the round ball tournament?
Well, TK's been out, and that's hurting a lot. But we haven't been playing well at all. You know, we was up on Jackson by 12 points. They came back on us. You know, I don't know what's wrong with us, but we come here to beat East, you know, get our schedule, you know, going. We're going to try to win this Class A because this, you know, title, it's not over yet. We can win this thing. You know, 3 losses ain't that bad.
It's wide open. I'll agree with you there. You referred to TK. You're talking about Tommy K, your fine junior. You've missed him for 2 games. He's been out with the flu. How did you adjust to make up for his loss? He's an outstanding player.
Well, we put Sean Kaufman in there to start for him, right? And it's really not his fault because we're not helping him out because Sean's not getting the good shots. You know, like when he gets the ball, he gets to pass it. So what we're going to try to do, we're going to try to get Sean more shots, you know? So when he gets the ball, he can shoot it. And I haven't been playing well. You saw, I've been inconsistent this year. I got like 20 points, 2 points. I got to start getting my show on the road, you know.
Russ, I'm going to let you in a little secret. I just got the word just before we came over to do this interview. Tommy K is going to start tonight.
Oh, that's great there.
Give you a little bit of a lift?
It's confidence, you know. You know, it won't be all that great of a lift because just playing him is a lift. You know, we want to beat these guys here.
Okay. I know you want to get over there and warm up. Russ,
yeah.
Have a good game tonight.
Thanks a lot.
Okay. Russ Merrill, the senior, and of course his brother Jason is the junior who will start at center. Jim, I guess that's about it. That sets up our pregame show, and we're about ready to go with the ball game. And I just told Russell, he didn't even know it, Tommy K is going to start tonight. Coach Albano just told me about 2 minutes ago that he asked him, he says he feels good and he wants to play, so he's going to start him.
Yeah, I talked to Tommy before the game, and it's mainly the after effects of the flu. You know, the aches and the pains in the joints that kind of bother you. You know, they might get a little heat on the knees, and then he loosens up in his warm-ups, and he might be all right. I think that's a big plus, not only his, you know, his physical play, but just the emotional part of it, and the fact that here's your leader in the ball game. He's on the floor. That makes a big difference for this club.
Last time you were the one with the flu or cold down at Southern Regional.
Yeah, I think everybody's had it this winter. You know, it's cold weather. It's tough.
Okay, we're ready to go. We'll be back with the opening tap-off right after this. And we're going to have the start of this game right after the introduction of the starting lineups for tonight's game. Tom's River South, by the way, is a visiting team, but they will wear white. And I guess we're going to have the whole squad introduced, Jim.
Right. We'll introduce all the non-starters first, and then pick up the starters after that.
All right, Sean, go.
We'll give you the starters for Tom's River South. They'll be coming out momentarily. Number 32 is Russ Merrill, who we had on a pregame show. At forward, Ken Tuck, 44, will be the other forward for South. Jason Merrill, Russell's brother, will be the center, number 52. And Sean Kaufman was supposed to start, but it'll be Tommy K starting at the backcourt position, along with Tony Grundhauser. And for Tom's River East, Kevin Bougash will be the center, number 45. Andy Gora at forward, number 35. Darren Dietrich, number 11 at forward. Dave Robbins, who Jim talked to on the pregame, will be at guard, number 33. And Joe Scott, 21, will run the offense for the Raiders. There's Tommy K coming out right now. Jim, we should comment on your old club knocking off St. Joseph, the Southern Regional Rams.
Yeah.
And were you surprised at that one?
Not entirely. I was at the game. Fantastic high school basketball game, and maybe a little later on, we have some time, we'll get into talking about that, because Southern played a great disciplined basketball game.
Well, proves St. Joe's is not invincible anyway. So they've got some tough teams coming up on their schedule, CBA, St. Rose, and we're going to be doing a couple of those games on Channel 8. So be interesting to see how they do there.
I'll tell you, the St. Joe's Southern game will benefit both teams. Southern needed something to pull them together a little bit, and they got it in that game. And St. Joe's needed that tough competition, and they learned from that game, I am sure.
By the way, the officials for tonight's game will be Jim Blaney and Hallie Dumbrowski. And Jim Blaney, by the way, had a brother, Tom Blaney. He was quite a star, I believe, at Holy Cross, and played with the Boston Celtics at one time. And he is an attorney in Toms River. And Hallie, there's Jim Blaney on your screen right now. That's Jim Blaney.
Jim was a pretty good player himself.
Yeah.
He played at the University of Baltimore, and Loyola of Baltimore. He's a good player himself, and his brother played with the Knicks, and right now he's a coach at Holy Cross, and a very good one.
Yeah, his brother was All-American. And Hallie Dumbrowski is a veteran in the Shore area. He played ball, I believe, at Manasquan High School, yes. And he was a pretty good ball player himself. Hallie will do the honors with the jump ball. And jumping will be Jason Merril of Toms River South and White, and it'll be Kevin, that'll be number 35, Andy Gora, for the Raiders. Here we go. Indians take the tap. Grundhauser sets it up.
Man-to-man defense looks fairly aggressive.
They go inside.
Playing behind Merril inside.
Merril misses the first shot. And the rebound tucked in by Andy Gora. No, that's number 45, Kevin Bougash, the big man. He plays the pivot.
Both teams are coming man-to-man. When I talked with Coach Albano, he said they want to get a little more aggressive with their defense and try to up-tempo a little bit.
Joe Scott with the first bucket, 2-0 Raiders.
He's tough one-on-one. He's going to be tough to handle all alone.
We have Grundhauser setting up into Merril. They go. Jump shot good. Russ, that's Merril, the bigger Merril. Jason. There's a lob pass inside. Bucket's going to count. The Raiders score inside to the big man.
That's good transition play. They're getting the ball down the floor fast. Bougash runs a wing down there with a good pass. He lays it in. He's fouled by Jason Merril. On the other end, Kevin Bougash is playing behind Jason Merril right now, and unless he's just, they're going to put the ball inside all night and get some easy buckets or pick up some fouls.
Bougash looking for the three-point play. He's got it. Raiders lead 5-2. First conference meeting between these two clubs.
Little run and jump that time by TRE.
Grundhauser misses, and a strong rebound by Bougash. Joe Scott behind the back dribble. Scott is only a sophomore, number 21 with the ball. His brother is injured, Bobby Scott. Turnaround jumper, no good, and Russell Merrill comes down with a rebound.
Both teams are pushing the ball up the floor, you know. They're looking for a quickly paced game.
Merrill saves it back into Grundhauser. Here's Tuck, jump shot, off. And rebound to the Raiders. Good positioning on the boards. And there's a foul on the play. Dave Robbins gets the rebound. He was fouled.
I think the thing I notice most right now is that the game is almost 2 minutes old, and Tommy K has yet to touch the ball. Both teams push the ball up the floor well, and they're playing aggressive man-to-man.
Darren Dietrich passes underneath the Bougash, runs into Merril and falls down. Traveling is the call.
I have to disagree with that. I think he got fouled.
Indians will bring it down. Toms River East leading 5-2. Good crowd on hand tonight at the Raiders gym here at Toms River East High School. Full court pressure by the Raiders.
2-2-1.
Grundhauser into the pivot man. Basket's going to count as Jason Merril turned around, threw it in.
Good job, Jason. I tell you what, you just cannot play behind a low post man. Right now, Kevin Bougash is still playing behind him. He's going to have to make a change there if they're going to be successful defending against the low post.
Jason can tie it up with his free throw if he makes it. And he does. Both centers have a three-point play. 5-5.
They push that down the floor again. That's a travel.
Maybe he called a foul. I thought it was traveling. Basket does not count. Apparently an Indian foul.
I think they got a break on that one.
Joe Scott misses the shot. Fight for the rebound, loose ball, and the Raiders prevail under their own basket. I think it was called on number 22.
It was 52.
52?
Jason
Merril gets the foul.
There's a nice swing pass.
Bougash in and out. Russell Merrill rebounds. Grundhauser wants to break. Down the middle, over to Tuck. Off the rim. Ball by Merril, no good, and here's a fight for the rebound and a foul.
Fouls on 44, Ken Tuck. I think Darren Dietrich's doing an excellent job right now denying the ball to Kay.
Dietrich's number 11 with the ball. Jump shot is in and out by the Raiders, and the Indians prevail. Here comes Grundhauser. And there's a blocking foul going to be called on Dietrich.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. You know, he leaned over a little bit, and Grundhauser was by him when the contact was made.
5:15 left, first period.
Out of bounds play. Here's a good move.
Okay, misses. Merril rebounds. In and out. And his brother.
2 or 3 offensive rebounds in there. It's going to take its toll.
Russell Merrill and his brother Jason on the boards. Dietrich all the way. And there's going to be a blocking foul on Merril. Dietrich looked like he was out of control, Jimmy, when he went down there. But they called a foul on the Indians.
Yeah, Darren plays out of control a little bit, but he's a kind of player. He makes some great plays, and then because of his style, he'll make some poor plays. You know, it's you don't want to take away from him and anything. So it's to make him a steady player, he'd have to lose something, I think. And I think you have to go with the style that he's playing at right now.
2 shots for Dietrich. Misses the first one. Dietrich is a 6-foot senior. And he misses both of them. Jason Merril with the rebound.
He's got to stay with that ball on the foul line a little bit. He's pulling those hands away and going to stay with the shot.
Tuck's getting good shots, but he hasn't hit yet.
Nice
Grundhauser, jump shot. Don't let Tony shoot. Wide open.
They're getting good shots. Here's a good drive.
Missed it, and here's Merril. The Merrills are doing a good job on the boards, both of them. They go inside to Jason Merril. He's fouled by number 33, Dave Robbins.
Again, I'm repeating myself, but you just cannot play behind people in the low post. You have to fight them for that position, get some help from your teammates, and deny that ball in there.
All right, Indians inbound it.
Box inbounds.
And they keep going into the big guy. Hook shot, no good. Again, a fight for the rebound. Fouls on Russell Merrill.
Yeah, definite foul there, no question. That's kind of a poor choice of shots, I think, on the last one. You know, you got to turn and face that basket or pop that ball back outside.
Indians up by 4, 9-5, 4:24 left first period.
I tell you, not even 4 minutes gone in the first quarter, we're into 1-on-1. A lot of fouls.
Bougash goes to the line for Toms River East, 1-1. He makes it.
He's got great form on the foul line. It's you'll notice a spin on that ball. He has a real good arc, and he has real nice backspin. That's what makes the shot very soft.
Misses the second.
Never fails.
And there's a steal and a loose ball foul. Let's see. It's going to be on Jason Merril, I believe. Credit Dave Robbins. He got in there and stole the ball and created a foul.
Tommy K was on that last foul.
All right, Tommy K gets the foul. Robbins the line. He stole the ball from Merril. And missing that first of a 1-and-1.
Again, South trying to push that ball up for the easy transition shot. Grundhauser and Kay have not had very many shots. I think one each.
They seem to want to. So far, they've been going into Merril in the pivot.
There's a foul on Bougash. Fighting for position inside against Jason Merril. Jim Verderosa is coming in the game. He's replacing Kevin Bougash. I tell you, Jimmy Verderosa has played very well in the last few games. He's really contributing to this club.
And here's Kay, loose inside. Tommy Kay gets his first bucket. 11-6.
Good hustle by Tony Grundhauser on that floor.
They're going down.
Reese has to settle down a little bit.
Robbins and Grundhauser. Tap goes to Joe Scott of East. And Joe says, let's set it up. By the way, Joe Scott's dad's an official. We saw him down at the Southern Round Ball tournament, and he's got to pass up some officiating games to watch his son play.
Passes in too much traffic. They look a little stagnant on offense. Everybody's standing around. I think I got a little more motion out there to make it a little tougher to defend against them. That last pass was in a crowd, and it's tough in there.
The two guards, Scott and Grundhauser, to jump. And the Raiders get it. And there's a hook shot by Verderosa.
Very pretty play. I really think he adds to this club. I wouldn't surprise to see him crack that starting lineup before the year ends.
Jimmy Verderosa, quite a defensive tackle in football for Toms River East.
There's a block on Joey Scott.
3:11 left, first period. Here at Toms River East in the battle between the crosstown rivals, South and East. Tony Grundhauser on the line for the Indians. One and one. Grundhauser hits.
I was talking with Jack Brace earlier. He said he may try to hold up cards tonight to signify what type of offense or defense he wants his team to go in. Says they've been having trouble hearing him.
4 points for Grundhauser. There goes Dietrich all the way. Couldn't can the shot. And Russell Merrill gets the rebound. Grundhauser wants to get down in a hurry all the way to the basket, lays it in. Beautiful driving layup, and it's good. Tony Grundhauser.
Well, I tell you, if that basket is good from when the whistle blew, that we must be playing pro rules on some type of continuation, because he was fouled early, and I kind of believe that should have been no shot.
All right, the foul's on 35, Andy Gora.
Oh, it's going down.
And is that going to stay up there?
Oh,
it does.
It is.
Oh.
Gonna have a jump ball now.
Grundhauser can't believe it.
All right, timeout, Toms River East.
We got 2 minutes, 58 seconds left. Grundhauser had a look like he couldn't believe that happened, Jim.
That's right. I tell you, well, they'll go with a jump ball now after that. It doesn't happen too often, but you know.
Play resuming here, Jim, and so far the Indians seeming to want to play the inside game. As you mentioned, Grundhauser hasn't taken that many shots from outside. What he has, he's made.
Yeah, I think they seem to be much more aggressive on offense. They're getting the ball down for easy shots, whereas East is caught standing around a little bit.
All right, give the tap to Gora, and here come the Raiders. Scott passes off. The jump shot is good. Nice play by
pass.
Joe Scott, setting up Dave Robbins for the bucket.
This is a great gym for a pressing team because that net usually snaps up after every basket. You get to set up your press.
Here comes Merril. He goes around Verderosa in the corner. Out to Tommy, wide open. TK
Good block.
blocked by
Excellent
Dietrich.
block.
And the Raiders throw it away. Good block, though, by Dietrich as he came up from behind on Tommy K.
Darren Dietrich can make some excellent athletic plays. You know, he gets in the air well. He's quick. He's got great anticipation. He could just eliminate some of those, silly fouls and mistakes. He'd be tough.
Tommy K goes into the basket. He makes it, and he draws the foul. 4 points for Tommy. One shot for Tommy, 3-point chance. He makes it.
All right, got another net in the air.
18-10, Indians lead.
East has to stay in this right now. Things aren't going their way, but they have to stay in this game now. They don't want to let it get away.
Good bounce scoring by the Indians so far.
Little half-court trap. It's a good move.
Beautiful layup. Nice play by Dave Robbins. 18-12.
Both teams coming with a press. Here's a turnover.
Pays off. Dietrich passes off to Joe Scott. Fouled. Bucket's good.
3-point play.
Credit Dietrich on that one. He's the one who stole the ball and made the assist.
Yeah, you had a combination of things. The steal, the real nice assist from Dietrich, and then the smart play by Joe Scott. Gave the guy the ball fake, felt the contact, then still had the poise to go up and make the 3-point play.
And he makes it.
You know,
5 points for Scott.
A lot of kids will feel the contact and just accept that, go up and throw up any kind of shot, lose their balance and everything, and just get 2 shots at the foul line.
I wanted to ask you, Jim, how do you like the lighting here at Tom's Reese? It's a little bit different.
I think it takes a little getting used to, but once you're here, I really like it. I like the indirect lighting.
Soft.
Yes.
It may affect our color a little bit on the playback. If you viewers notice your color a little weaker, the lighting is a little softer and a little harder for the cameras to pick up the color. Here's Joey Scott with a jumper, in and out. Merril fights with Verderosa for the rebound, and
we're going to jump it up.
All kinds of people on the floor.
Tell you, I like the gym itself. I like the way it's set up with the teams on sitting against the wall, no stands behind you.
No contest.
Really, it's a real nice facility.
Now Grundhauser, one of the smallest players, is up with the ball. Foul on the play. Fight for the rebound. All kinds of bodies going on that floor. Sean Kaufman's in there for the Indians, number 40. He has the ball right now. And we got there's Tuck on the offensive boards. And finally, it's stolen and missed shot. It's wild right now.
42 in there on the floor. That's Doug Fantuzzi, I believe.
Doug Fantuzzi, who's been out with an injury, just came back. His father, of course, former baseball coach at Toms River South, and of course now Ocean County College coach. Fantuzzi with the ball.
Right now, both teams are a little ragged.
Take him, doctor.
There's Fantuzzi wide open. And here
Good
go the
break.
Raiders. Joe Scott. Nice layup.
Pretty move. Very pretty move. He gave him the body, took it away, and he froze the defense.
7 points for Scott. Tuck, layup, good. First bucket for Ken Tuck.
Right now, I would think East would try to hold for 1 if they can.
14 seconds. 2017 Indians. Big bucket here. They would like to go cut that lead down at the buzzer. And there they get it. The basket counts by Andy Gora. They beat the buzzer. And that's the end of the first period. with a score, Toms River South 20 and Toms River East 19. Jim, what's the summation on the first week?
Well, South got out early by playing a little bit more aggressive basketball on offense, and they seem to be a little more under control. And then right near the end of this first period, I thought East came to life, you know, and they got some easy buckets on the break. A couple turnovers helped them, and they're right back in the game. Now, both teams are in a little foul trouble. A little sloppy on defense, I think, on both clubs early in the game, and it's cost them. I think it hurts South probably a little more than Toms River East in that without Jason Merril, they really are a small club. He's their leading rebounder, and without him in there, it takes away the low post play as well as most of the rebounding.
All right, Toms River South cheerleaders leave the floor, about ready to go to second period. There you see the Raiders huddle.
This is an extremely important game for both of these clubs. Toms River South, I believe, already has 3 losses in the conference, and they are, you know, just about out of it. It's tough if you go with 4 losses to think about a championship. East, however, is 3-1. They need this win. They must maintain a winning pace and hope that someone beats Lakewood, who presently is undefeated in the conference.
All right, Indians win a tap. Here's an open shot, missed. Indians get the rebound. Fantuzzi,
jump ball
of Verderosa. And right now the Indians have Grundhauser, Kaufman, Fantuzzi, Russell Merrill, and Ken Tuck in there.
It's a good step in front by Russ Merrill.
Here's a jump ball again. This time Tuck will jump with number 35, and that, of course, is
Andy Gora.
Indians.
There's a good hand. Good play.
Verderosa.
I think Verderosa is making his presence felt out there.
Raiders take the lead, 21-20. And Grundhauser had a shot go in and out.
Nice pass by Dietrich. He's going to get a travel call.
No good. Traveling the call.
I think it's going to be real good. Going with a little 2-2-1 press again.
And there's a foul on Dietrich reaching in.
Okay, I believe that's 3 fouls. 3 fouls on Darren Dietrich now. I think he's going to have a sub in for him.
All right, Dan McHarris is going to be the sub coming in, but he's coming in for Kaufman, so he'll have to wait. Kaufman on the line. Dan McHarris, by the way, is up from the junior varsity.
He's a very good player. He's a freshman. And he plays a couple quarters for the JVs and then I believe 3 quarters for the varsity. He's going to be a good one in the future.
Kaufman makes the first one. There's a close-up of Sean Kaufman, a 6'1 sophomore. Makes them both. Indians, here comes our new man in. Dan McHarris, his brother Joe, quite a football player for the Indians. 22-21 as the Indians grab the lead back.
This is an inexperienced team they have on the floor right now for Toms River South. I think if East can put it in the basket and get a press on, they would hurt this club right now.
I believe 33, Robbins picked up a foul under the boards. Indians will come down, huddle on the foul line. And Tuck goes to the line. The 2 big men were jostling under the boards.
Yeah, a lot of fouls so far in this game.
Ken Tuck. He's the big junior. Misses the shot.
If you notice the sign now from the coach, he held up 2-3. So we'll see what happens.
Joe Scott beats the pressure. Pass underneath, loose ball.
3-second call. It's going down. 2 opportunities without a shot for Tom's River East. 2 successive times down the floor. The 1-point game, you want to make use of it. 2-3 zone now.
Now they pass the ball around, back out to Grundhauser.
This should help to change the pace and keep you out of foul trouble.
Russell Merrill misses, and Bougash clears the boards.
It's a nice pass from Robbins.
Verderosa misses, rebound, follow up, no good, and Tuck finally rebounds. Grundhauser has a chance to go all the way. Beautiful layup. As Joe Scott challenged him, he beat him.
He used his left hand and he used his body real well.
24-21 Indians. Bougash from way outside. Fantuzzi rebounds. Here comes Grundhauser.
So nice. We're getting easy shots.
Fantuzzi gets his first bucket. Doug Fantuzzi.
I don't think East is recognizing the situation they're in with an inexperienced team out there. I think they could take advantage inside right now, and I think they could hurt them with some type of pressure.
Russell Merrill finally gets a bucket.
Timeout time.
He's got 4 points. Timeout is called. The Indians suddenly are up by 7. 5:27 left in the first half. And Jim, Indians, just as East had jostled in the lead, the Indians put on a spurt.
Yeah, they came. What they're doing, it's through their transition game. They're getting the ball down the floor well, and what's happening is it's creating some easy shots for them. And they hit them the last few times. Tony Grundhauser on a real nice move to the basket. Fantuzzi hits a jumper. Russ Merrill hits a jumper. Without really too much defense against them. At the other end, Tom's River East, I think the last, 2 times down, they did not get a shot up. The next 2 times, we had kind of medium-range jumpers by Bougash and Scott without real movement or any type of setting up of an offense. And I think that's what Jack is probably telling them now. Get the, stay within the framework of the offense. Get it going. Let's get a good shot this time. Maybe we get a press on and take advantage of a freshman guard. Make him handle the ball a little bit, and possibly we come up with some steals.
Looking at the Indians scoring, Tony Grundhauser, the high scorer right now with 8 points. Tommy Kay has 5. Jason Merrill has 5. Russ Merrill 4, Ken Tuck 2, and Sean Kaufman 2, and Doug Fantuzzi 2.
I tell you, the Indians are playing very well without 2 of their top players, Jason Merrill and Tommy Kay, on the bench.
Bougash in the corner. He moved his foot.
Yes, he did. He shuffled both feet.
Indians by 7. They have the ball.
We got
Raiders press.
2-2-1 press.
Indians will try again. This time Russell Merrill comes down to help out.
You have to watch the middle on this.
And here's Merrill open, but he loses the handle.
A turnover.
Verderosa comes up with it. Wants Joe Scott to help out. Scott puts on a reverse dribble and leaves his man. Robbins, a long jumper, swish.
I think, again, put the press on. See if this inexperienced team can handle it. I'd try to take the ball out of the hands of Grundhauser right now.
Merrill made a nice move inside and
Foul
draws the foul on Robbins.
Second foul.
4:42 left in the half. Russell Merrill, who you heard on the pregame show, said he hasn't been very happy with his play so far this year for the Indians.
He seems to have a lot of moves, and and he gets himself open. He works hard, but he's not finishing it. His shots aren't dropping for him recently.
Oh, that one fell through after it bounded up in the air.
He had some big games early, and then he had a little trouble in the round ball final, and down at Southern last Friday night. Again, he wasn't scoring real well.
All right, Russell gets 2 free throws. He's got 6 points in the game.
Here comes Joe Scott. And there's Robbins. Beautiful pass from Scott.
Play, nice
Basket's
pass. That's, when you're being pressed, you know, I hate to see clubs just beat it and stop. You know, I think if you can beat the press, make it pay, and go to hoop, you're going to have an advantage on the offensive end. I think you ought to be well-schooled in how to make use of that advantage.
Doug Fantuzzi charged with a foul. Robbins looking for a three-point play.
He really went strong to the hoop.
Robbins has a very good build on him. Very strong-looking kid. Makes the shot. 30-26. Indians by 4.
They try for some pressure, and then they drop into a 2-3 zone.
Grundhauser misses. And finally rebounding is Andy Gora.
Again, they have a transition available to him.
Scott missed.
Good rebound.
Bougash rebounds, fouled by Tuck. Tuck says no.
Well, you know, it's interesting, some of the calls made by the referees. We're getting a lot of kind of change in responsibility. The outside ref is calling what's going on underneath. The inside ref is kind of looking at him, and I think that could cause for some confusion. Exactly what has happened here.
Now, what's going on here, Jim? Apparently it wasn't on Tuck.
I assumed it was on Tuck. I think Jim Blaney assumed it was on Tuck. The call was made from the outside official on a play that was in around the baseline. And, you know, officials, you have to call what you see, but I think you have to work together a little bit. And maybe right now they're not doing that.
Dan McHarris, the young freshman, makes the shot. His first point of the game.
Doesn't look like Dan has any problem with poise out there.
There you see the freshman. Good close-up. Makes them both. He's not the least bit nervous about his first varsity shot here. He's pressuring Scott.
There's a good pass inside.
And that's going to cost the Indians a foul, reaching in. Grundhauser draws it personal. 3 minutes, 58 seconds left in the half. Indians by 7. Bougash shooting 2.
All right, he can cut this to 4 here.
Makes the first one.
Toms River East are good shooters. You know, they all have good form and pretty good rotation on that basketball.
Cans them both.
We got no press. They're just dropping back. 2-3 zone.
Down to 4.
You know, you look for a corner swing here to one of their good shooters, and they look inside. I think you'll see it swing again. They're looking to see what they have inside in that low post. You have to penetrate the gaps a little bit more than what South is doing right now.
Indians keep passing it around.
That's good penetration, and what that causes is an opening on the wing.
Russ Merrill got a wide open shot, and all of a sudden Russ Merrill has 8 points. Robbins forces it.
Travel.
Robbins was double teamed and finally couldn't find anybody to pass off to, took a shot.
He traveled first, he changed the pivot foot. I tell you, that last play by South, a good example of penetrating those gaps against the zone. Look to your wings. They step up for an easy jumper.
Merril, nice fake, goes in for the shot.
There's a layup.
Break to Bougash. 2 points.
Good assist pass by Joe Scott.
Kevin Bougash has 8 points.
On a corner play, look inside again. See, their inside play is definitely not as strong without Jason Merril.
Grundhauser misses. Tuck rebounds.
That's a good hustling play.
Now they'll start it over again. Merril takes the jumper, and Merril has 10 points.
He's shooting with confidence, and he's playing hard.
6-point lead for the Indians. Approaching the 2-minute mark. Bougash misses. And there's good hustle by Andy Gora.
You know, that ball is not out of bounds until it hits something that's out of bounds. And in that case, it was the player from the other team, therefore it goes over to you.
Joe Scott. Scott has 9 points. Substitution, Dietrich back in for the Raiders. He replaces Robbins. 4-point lead South.
Both clubs are working extremely hard. They're in the game. Three-second violation on Fantuzzi.
1:54 left in the half. Steal by McHarris, all alone. He missed a shot. Rebound, Fantuzzi. Good. 4 points for Fantuzzi.
Right now, they changed up a little bit. They changed their defense into zone. The middle is wide open.
Blocked by
Good block.
Fantuzzi. Grundhauser takes it in, cans it.
Toms River South is playing in spurts. Every time East gets close, they seem to run off 2-3 baskets on fast break opportunities.
10 points for Grundhauser, 40-32 Indians. Dietrich misses, and Tuck gets the rebound. I believe he was fouled. Dietrich charged in to follow his shot, and game over. Tuck's back.
That's a silly foul. He's too good a player to lose that way and make him sit on the bench. You have to have more discipline than to do that.
Little frustration on the part of Dietrich.
I think so. You know, he had a bad pass and, you know, missed a shot. But, you know, he's a good player. And even though he's a senior, he's got to learn. He's got to learn by those mistakes and just make him that much of a better player. He's got good athletic talent. And I think that he's really necessary for this team to win.
Ken Tuck misses. Bougash rebounds. Grundhauser comes up to pressure Robbins. Now Scott has it. Scott trying to force it underneath the Verderosa. Verderosa steps on the baseline.
I think Joey made a mistake there, a lot of players do. He took it too far in. What happens if you go too close to the basket? You don't create any space. One player can guard 2 men. 2 players can guard 3 men. You don't allow for any passing lanes. You should try to create a little space as you attack on a transition situation.
All right, Indians apparently going to wait for last shot here. We got 38 seconds. Long way to go.
This is an excellent move. Unless, in actuality, the referee is supposed to be counting now. And after 10 seconds, he will give East a warning to come out and guard. It doesn't look like that's happening.
15 seconds. Indians by 8. They want to go in by 10. 7 seconds. They're going to have to make a move.
You have to go to the hoop soon.
Grundhauser takes a long shot. No good. Didn't work. They didn't get the good shot. So that's the end of the half with the score. Toms River South 40, Toms River East 32. We're going to take a break and we'll be back after this.
All right, good call on the travel. Feedback from the volume here.
Just turn the sound off.
All right, 2-3 zone by Toms River South. Kick violation inside.
Getting a little traffic down here in front of our table.
That's my wife.
Oh, that's Mrs. Ruhnke going. We got kids going up and down here. Dietrich, jump shot. Missed. Scott gets the rebound. He's triple teamed.
And they have to get organized a little bit. They had a good shot, though, last time down. You got to come after those gaps.
Bougash tried to go up with it, and he draws the foul.
Fouls on Tommy K on a reach-in.
Doug Fantuzzi will give Kay a chance to sit down and stay out of foul trouble. Bougash on the line. 6'3" senior. 2 shots. He's got one.
Again, excellent form and excellent rotation.
Jim, when's the Lakewood Southern game come up, do you know?
That's this Friday. And if both teams win tonight, Southern being at Central and Lakewood entertaining Jackson, that is a very, very big tilt in the Shore Conference Class A South.
Here's Russ Merrill inside, in and out. And Bougash finally gets it. And Gora finally got a tap from Bougash. 42-34, Indians by 8. Joe Scott blocked. McHarris really hustling. Freshman seemed to give the team some spark when he came in the second period.
The inside's wide open. Good strong move by Dave Robbins.
9 points for Dave.
A 2-2-1 press, rotating back a little bit. Good fake by Tuck.
Here's McHarris picking up the loose ball. Here's Tuck with a jumper. Short, Tuck falls. Blocked.
Well, I tell you what, he can't come up with the ball.
McHarris seems to be wherever the ball is. Substitution for Toms River East. Coming into the ball game, number 41.
So Scott Applegate replaces Joey Scott.
Applegate is a senior 6-footer.
Tuck is just had Ken Tuck, who just went out of the game, had some tough luck in and around the basket. He works real hard. He gets the second shots, and he's just having a little trouble sticking it in the hole.
There's Jason Merril on the offensive board. He didn't even have to jump for that one. 7 points for Jason. 5:55 left third period.
I think Jason had 5 points in the first 30 seconds and then didn't score until this last bucket.
44-35. Toms River South leading Toms River East by 9. Dietrich with the ball. Scott Applegate on the wing.
You have to challenge that zone a little bit. There's a good shot.
Robbins, no good. Up high is Merrill. Traveled as he hit the floor. Raider ball. Wide open, Bougash. Too hard. Indians want to break. McHarris. And Merrill could not gain control on the pass.
Again, a basic mistake by a young player. If he comes to that stop at the foul line area and he forces the defense to commit, he has a little popper himself, or the defense will come at him and he can lay the ball off. You know, that's just something he'll learn with a little experience. Stop at that foul line, let those lanes form, and take it into the hoop.
Robbins goes in.
Good penetration.
And can't hit the shot. Russell Merrill on the boards.
Russell Merrill climbed the ladder on that one. He got up in the air.
And McHarris throws it away. Here comes Dietrich all alone. 2 points.
Good hustle by Dietrich. Again, the same play, same basic play by McHarris. He failed to stop at that foul line.
I believe that's Dietrich's first bucket tonight.
Travel.
I've got a discrepancy of 2 points on my score sheet here. I'm missing a basket somewhere along the line for the Raiders, but that's the first one I have down for Darren Dietrich. Toms River South calls a timeout. 4:51 left third period. 44-38 Indians lead.
I tell you, it's a good timeout. They're a little bit ragged. Threw the ball away twice, walked once. They haven't been filling up the basket other than the shot by Jason Merrill. Good time to settle things down.
And we got the Raider cheerleaders right in front of us. There's a shot of the board.
I don't think either team is playing a smooth game this evening. You know, it's been a little rough up and down. And possibly, you know, both teams could be a little tense. Both teams are playing extremely hard, though. You know, the effort, there's nothing wrong with the effort out on the floor. It's just that some of the smoothness is not there tonight.
Next week on Channel 8, we have a basketball doubleheader. Jim and I will be back here at Toms River East for the game on Tuesday evening with Jim's old club, the Southern Regional Rams, and you'll see that on Channel 8 on Saturday evening. That's a week from tonight as you view this game. And then our other part of our doubleheader, Thursday, January 22nd, game a week from tomorrow evening. That's Sunday evening on Channel 8. Here we go.
All right, again, there's a good pass inside and not a very good dump-off pass.
Bougash is going to jump with Jason Merril.
Looks like South is committing themselves to go with that 2-3 zone. It seems to be pretty effective for them. Tap should go over here to Robbins if Gora could get it.
McHarris has it. Fast break. Grundhauser. 2 points. Tony.
Took it to the basket hard.
I got 12 points on my sheet for Tony.
He's done very well out in front on that break. There's a good penetration. One more
Applegate,
pass.
nice pass. Go. And the traveling call on Gora.
He hesitated on his move, and really, he should have taken it right at Merril, because I don't think Merrill's going to challenge him. He knows he's in foul trouble. I think he should have taken it right at him without any hesitation.
Jason Merril goes inside and scores. 9 points for Merril.
It's a travel again.
Jason has 9 and Russell has 10 points. 10-point lead, Indians.
A little bit of pressure now. Long pass across, hits the middle. They're backing out. East is in their zone. I think you'll see South take their time, try to get the good shot. They look like they want to work inside. There's a step up that was almost a travel.
Tony Grundhauser, nothing but net.
He's a good shooter, Tony, and when he has the time, you'll notice that time it wasn't a jumper, it was more of a set shot. When he has that time, he's very, very accurate.
By the way, Charlie Frazier's JVs of Toms River South won tonight in a close game over Toms River East in the preliminary. Here's Bougash, and big, strong rebound by Russell Merrill.
Toms River East has to do something right now to change this game around. It's all in the direction of Toms River South.
Here comes Verderosa back in along with Joe Scott for Toms River East, replacing Bougash. Looks like Gora's going to sit down, and Applegate leaves.
I think down at this end, what you have to do now is when you get that ball inside is you have to take it to the hoop. You can't settle for just a turnaround jumper.
All right, Applegate stays in and Dietrich leaves. So we got Applegate, Scott, Robbins, Bougash, and Verderosa for the Raiders. Good baseline drive.
That's what I think you have to do.
Dave Robbins.
Especially with foul trouble.
Robbins has 11 points.
There's a good place for a trap, but they let him out.
Merril gets good position, misses. Fantuzzi with a rebound, but he may have gone over the back of Scott Applegate. He did. Foul on Fantuzzi.
Now that's a questionable call. It looks so much like over the back, but really, when you get to that ball first and start pulling it away and then the contact is made, you know, there's a judgment there that has to be made.
And Robbins trying to pass underneath, but Verderosa didn't cut to the basket.
It's tough when you're down 10 to turn that ball over without a good shot.
Fantuzzi from the corner. No, way off. Rebound. I didn't see it. I got a fan in front of me. It looked like Russell Merrill.
I think it was Russ Merrill.
12 points for Russell Merrill. Indians in a big 12-point lead. Joe Scott and Bougash had his back turned. Grundhauser picks up the loose ball, and he goes in for a score. Foul on a play, basket good.
That's a big turnaround. Joey made a nice move, got up in the air, and I think he should have been looking to score. Kevin Bougash thought he was going to shoot and turn to go to the hoop, and Joey had the easy shot. He should have popped it up.
Applegate got the foul, he leaves. Dietrich comes back in for Scott Applegate. Grundhauser looking for the three-point play. Jason Merril in and out. Bougash rebounds. Joe Scott down the middle. Dietrich on the pass and a foul, hacking foul by Merril.
Very strong move by Darren that time. Again, taking it at him, which you have to do. See, Townsend South is 1 or 2 fouls away from some serious trouble on the offensive and defensive boards with the Merril brothers. And I think East has to realize that.
Dietrich misses. So far, 2 points in the game for Darren Dietrich. And he misses both. Fantuzzi rebounds.
They're tough ones to miss.
McHarris with the ball.
I'm a little surprised right now at the score. I really felt East was pretty much a contender in the conference, and South is just outplaying them right now. They're getting down the floor. They're making fewer mistakes.
Russell Merrill kind of forced the shot, but he drew the foul by Verderosa. 1 minute, 52 seconds left in the period. Indians by 14. Jason Merril on the line for South.
This could get out of reach before the third quarter ends. I think it's
well, they finally decide they're not going to shoot it.
I think he called it before the shot on a pushing foul.
Russell Merrill, turnaround jumper. His brother falls. Couldn't get it to go down, but there's a foul.
Jason Merril is doing an excellent job on the boards right now. He's up once, twice. He's getting to the ball quickly. He's keeping it alive if he can't grab it. And you saw what happened. He got the foul.
Dave Robbins charged with a personal.
This should be taken out under the basket. It should not be a shot.
That's what they're going to do. Indians start to take prove their authority late in the second period, and they lead by 14 now. Loose ball. Verderosa on the floor with Jason Merril. They'll jump it. Verderosa having a few words with Russell Merrill. I don't want to get in a fight with Jim Verderosa.
I think Jim's hustling for the ball, and you know, both players want to show the other that they're going to take the ball. I think everything's under control.
Dietrich comes down with it. Here come the Raiders.
They've got to penetrate this zone a little better. There's a nice fake, good balanced shot.
Dave Robbins is really starting to come on now. He's got 13 points.
They're getting away with throwing a couple of long passes against the zone. Against the press. .105
left in the period. Indians playing deliberately. Working that ball around against the zone. Oh, they take a long shot, but it went in.
It's a great shot. He had a hand in his face, and he stuck it.
Russell Merrill. 14 points for Russell.
Yeah, he's open in the middle.
Verderosa inside. Too hard.
There's a nice steal
by Dietrich. He's fouled.
That's a heads-up steal by Darren. He kind of hung back and he waited. He was kind of out of sight of the passer, and then he just snuck in there and took the ball.
Tony Grundhauser charged with a foul.
That's only 2 on Tony. You got to hit these fouls, though. When you're down this many, when you're down, 12, 14 points, everything is important. You can't afford to go to that line and not come up without some points.
All right, Dietrich gets the first one.
Again, they're playing without Tommy K, who seems a little rusty right now.
Dietrich gets 2. 37 seconds left. Third period.
The freshman Dan McHarris doing an excellent job back there.
Here's Merril, another long jumper, wide open. That's Russell's shot. 16 points for Russell Merrill. Joe Scott, miss. Hustles and gets his rebound. Misses again. And Russell Merrill rebounds. Here comes Tony.
You got 6 seconds.
Fantuzzi misses. And Robbins rebounds.
It's 3 seconds. They got to get the shot up.
No good. After the buzzer. That's the end of the third period. Toms River South up by 14, 58-44 over Toms River East. We'll be back after this. Toms River South leading Toms River East as we go into this last period by 14 big ones.
The beginning of this period is important. You have to play solid basketball. You cannot panic and try to get 14 points in 2 minutes. You have to try to get that down to a respectable 5, 6 points halfway through the quarter.
Merril jumps with Bougash. Fantuzzi gets the tap. Indians set up. McHarris will do the ball handling. Same lineup that finished the period for the Indians.
East is still in the zone. They're trying to put a little more pressure on. They're jumping around and trapping. But,
and Jason scores.
South handled it very well. I think he's going to have to come out and play a man-to-man. It's getting
and
about
Robbins
that time.
turned the ball over.
It's just mistake after mistake. It's really hurt Toms River East this evening.
Palming the ball. Joe Scott thought it should have been Raiders' ball.
It was. It went off the foot of Dan McHarris. The referee did not see it. It's just a poor call. Not a poor call. It's just a mistake. That's all. That's backcourt.
Traveling violation.
It was a backcourt. He handed off on that guy, and he still had 1 foot in the backcourt.
All right, Indians by 16, 60-44. Scott cans it from the corner.
Have to keep the pressure on. You have to try to eliminate that long outlet.
Tony Grundhauser wants the ball. And they're gonna. And here's a loose. Well, the Indians
they got lucky on that one, yeah.
This is a situation where you want Grundhauser to handle that ball. He's the veteran. Fantuzzi comes up with a rebound. Indians will go again. Grundhauser off-bound shot, but he makes it.
A tough move. Very nice body control. He just kind of floated up there for a while. He comes up almost with a big steal.
18 points for Tony. Substitution, Ken Tuck back in for the Indians, and Doug Fantuzzi gets the rest. He did a good job.
Yes, he did. Very steady performance. You'll notice Kevin Bougash just cut that center of the zone. That's open, and I think you have to attack him in there.
Oh, here's Jason with a rebound and traffic. Ball punched out of Grundhauser's hands, but Merril right there.
South comes up with it again.
And he takes the jumper. Russell's been very hot in the second half. 18 points for Merril. He and Grundhauser the high scorers.
There's a good pass inside.
And it just wouldn't drop.
The ball won't drop.
Good fighting under there, but unfortunately Merril traveled.
See, again, I think if Kevin would, when he took a good shot, but if you just take that power step to the basket, you have the opportunity of possibly going to the foul line. And that's making the maximum use of your abilities inside.
Jason Merril draws a personal.
That's 4 fouls on him. And it's also a 1-on-1.
Let me remind you again that tomorrow night, Sunday evening, on Channel 8, we'll have wrestling at 7 o'clock. Jackson and Central Regional. Big Class A South matchup. Here's Verderosa on the line. Makes the first one. Jimmy's only a junior. He'll be back next year. And, of course, not only is Jack Brace happy, but George Jeck's very happy to have this talented athlete. He's quite a baseball player, too.
There's a good move.
Bougash, nice move.
Good strong move to the basket. Well, they cut it down 3 on that play. Now it's a 15-point spread. And any baskets here.
Merril lost it. There's Dietrich right in the right spot. Good pass to Joe Scott. Uses his body.
3-point play.
Used his body to shield off the defender. Let's see how they call it. It's going to be a South foul.
Ken Tuck, 44.
Timeout. Toms River South with a score 64-51 Indians.
That's a very nice play on that drive there. Again, he used his body to get the contact and still have the, the poise and the talent to put the thing home.
Here's a shot of the scoreboard. Here at beautiful Toms River East High School Gymnasium. Bill Lundy, Director of Athletics here at Toms River East. Of course, he was the Director of Athletics at Toms River South when the new school opened. He moved over. And we're going to be here not only next week for the basketball game, but we'll be here for the District 25 Wrestling Tournament, once again being held at Toms River East. That'll be February 28th. We'll have the finals here for you on Channel 8. That's a big, long weekend of wrestling here at Toms River East. And Bill Lundy does a great job of running that tournament.
That's Bill on the camera right now.
Bill sitting with our halftime guest, Ed Sarluca. Well, we got 5:25 left, Jim.
Well, I'd say
down to 13.
You had a 5-point turnover in an amount of, I'd say about 12 seconds. And now you're on the line, you could cut it down to 12 points. Now, whether you can sustain that's another thing. You have to get some turnovers by creating some pressure, and you can't afford to make the mistakes they've been making all games on walks and bad passes. And, you have to have the poise now to make every possession count.
There's Joe Scott, the young sophomore, makes the point.
South, knows her.
Joe Scott really took a blow to the nose. He's bleeding. Blood is really rushing out of his nose.
I think he got hit when Tony Grundhauser tried to clear the ball. It's an accidental hit in the nose. And, Joey right now has a bloody nose. I would hope that that's all it is and that he could continue here.
Yeah, we certainly hope it's not broken. He got quite a shot. So we're going to have a little bit of a timeout. We're going to have to clean. We're going to try to clean the floor up there. We got some blood on the floor.
I'll tell you right now, it's a tough loss for him. He's an important part of this, of the 5 that are out on the floor right now.
He's going to have to leave.
They might put a little ice on. They want to stop the bleeding. That's, I think basically all they want to try to do right now. At Toms River South right now, enjoying a 12-point lead. If they can, if they can handle the pressure that's going to come at them, possibly show a little poise and hold on and maybe even get a couple of easy buckets because East's going to have to take some chances on defense. They could put this game away.
We got a substitution in, Jim. You know who it is? Number 10?
That's Sean Gray, number 10.
Right, Sean Gray. They gave me a wrong number for Sean. Here's McHarris.
They're coming at him again.
Loose ball. And Tommy Keggs backing him for the Indians.
Tommy should provide a little poise in pressing situations.
Gets a short jumper and missed. Russell Merrill, good positioning. He gets the bucket. Draws a foul.
That's a big, big rebound by Russ Merrill.
20 points for Russell Merrill. He's got a shot for number 21.
This is what happens, you know, when you're coming out to take some chances on defense, you don't always maintain good boxing out responsibilities, and they come up with some easy rebounds.
Makes it, three-pointer.
I tell you, he's been around that hoop all night long. He gets his hands on the ball. He's a good hustling player.
15-point lead, 67-52. Toms River South in white, leading in the game. 4:54 left to play.
That's a fourth foul on Russell Merrill now.
He's going to send, Bougash.
There's really a lot of time left in this game. There's 4:50, and that is a lot of time. And I think you have to, you really have to be concerned if you're Toms River South about the foul situation.
Bougash makes the first one. Substitution, Doug Fantuzzi back in for the Indians, replacing Russell Merrill, who's really had a great second half. Two free throws by Bougash.
13-point margin again. You have to prevent turnovers if you're South. You have to look for them if you're East.
Bougash rebounds. He's got 14 points in this game. Here comes Joe Scott, who's back in. Jump shot, Scott, good.
Yeah, you could tell it. You know, he's feeling good right now. He's got it going.
14 points for Joe Scott.
Turnover.
14 points for Scott. East ball. Verderosa double teamed, and he lost the ball.
That's a tough thing. You get a turnover and you don't capitalize on them. If they could have scored at that point, it would have cut it to 9.
Indians by 12, 4:34 left. Grundhauser misses, and Verderosa's got the rebound. Joe Scott drives through traffic.
There's a nice bounce pass.
Layup is good.
Right now, Joey Scott's kind of bringing him back here.
Darren Dietrich with a bucket.
Now, he's going to sit down because that's 5. He knows it. He's already over there.
South calls timeout. 4 minutes and 12 seconds left in the game. The lead has been cut to 9.
They only have 4 fouls posted for Dietrich, so maybe he's not out of the game.
They're talking to Sean Gray. Jack Brace going to send him in. Now let's see, we're going to call the officials over, so maybe you're right. They're going to talk it over here at the scorer's table.
I think it is.
There you see the officials.
I believe it's 5 fouls on Darren.
Jack Brace diagramming what he wants to Sean Gray, who's going to come in, number 10.
It's a tough spot for Sean coming in here at the end of a game. He hasn't had that much varsity experience and a lot of pressure on him right now.
We'll see East again next week, and we'll see him later in the season at Central Regional. That's coming up February 3rd.
Some big foul shots.
Tommy K hits it.
It's a pretty good guy. Tommy is presently, I think, 5th in the county in scoring. He's averaging 19-3.
Well, he's got 7 tonight in limited action. K gets the ball.
There's excellent hustle by Fantuzzi. Come up with that offensive rebound.
Indians by 10.
Indians are taking their time.
Doug Fantuzzi hits a big one.
Big basket.
6 points for Doug. 12-point Indian lead. 3:55 to play.
You got to take it to the basket in there.
Bougash can't get it to drop. Jump ball between Scott and Tuck. Big advantage in height to the Indians. Tuck, 6'5".
On this, East should try to rotate and steal. You can rotate it as soon as the ball leaves the official's hands.
Oh, they're going to go for the long one to McHarris. He's got it. And he hits it. Good play by the Indians.
That could be the put away. You're getting down now where time is really a factor.
6 points for the freshman, Joe McHarris. And Joe Scott pumps in a jumper.
That basket's going to count, and we'll go down the other way to shoot fouls.
16 points for Joe Scott, the sophomore point guard. 74-58, 3:30 left in this game.
That basket should count. They haven't given it credit yet, but the basket should count.
I put him down for it, but let's see what's going to happen. They're still talking.
Yeah, they're putting it up now.
All right, make it 72-60.
Last time on the foul line, when they missed the foul shot, Reese did not come up with the ball, and it led to a basket eventually for South. If he misses, you have to come up with that rebound. There's just no way you can allow them to rebound off a foul shooting situation.
Tommy K gets another one, makes the first one. Misses the second one. Bougash loses the ball, and it's going to be a jump ball as Tuck came in there. See if they're going to, I believe Verderosa will jump against them.
Toms River South has been averaging 58.6 points a game, and they have 73 tonight, so they've picked up on their offensive end.
And there is Tony Grundhauser.
There's a good steal.
A lofted pass by Kay, stolen by Sean Gray, and he drives it to the basket.
Very nice move.
First basket for Sean Gray, who just came off the bench a short while ago. Indian lead now 11.
I think they're showing good poise right now. Move till they get a good basket.
Doug Fantuzzi doesn't miss those open shots. He's got 8. (75-62), South leading East. Joe
Scott. Get somebody under the boards here to rebound. It's all white rebound. Shirts.
Fantuzzi with the ball. And McHarris gets it. And they break the press. Grundhauser goes inside to Tuck. Beautiful play, Tony to Tuck.
Very nice pass. What you have to do now, you got to score quickly, call timeout after the basket. Got to keep playing.
Verderosa inside. No good, fouling Fantuzzi.
Yeah, he had hands on the back.
So big Jim Verderosa goes to the line for the Raiders, down by 15.
Foul number 42 for South. That's no Fantuzzi. Jim Verderosa.
It's a good effort by. It's a good win for Toms River South tonight.
Verderosa hits it.
They're coming off, you know, a tough game. I say win. You know, right now it looks like they're in control.
5 points for Verderosa as he misses a second.
If he looks up, there's a layup up ahead. A little too late with the pass.
Tommy K, open jump shot, hits it. Pass from Grundhauser. K has 10 points.
South struggled Friday at Southern Regional, and but they look very good tonight. You know, they played very hard. They played very well together, and they played with a lot of people.
Here's Sean Gray. Way short, but Verderosa right there to grab the rebound. Misses the hooker. And it's batted out of bounds, I believe, by Bougash.
Yes, white ball.
Down to 1:49 left to play. And there goes Grundhauser. I don't know. He was wide open. He went down. I thought maybe he was tripping. Nobody around him.
Yeah, he was tripped, but you know, was in traffic, and I don't think the referee could pick it up.
McHarris gets the basket. He's got 8 points. I looked up and saw Tony go flying. I didn't see where he got the trip. I missed that.
He got in a little traffic cutting across players and just caught up with someone's foot.
81-63, Toms River South. There's Sean Gray. And Joe Scott fouled by Fantuzzi as Scott went to the basket.
Again, using that body to get to the foul line. But you got to have your big people use those moves inside.
We're going to get all kinds of substitutions in a moment for Toms River South. They send in the second team. Scott misses. Greg Albano instructing the second unit right now in a huddle. They'll have, well, it's 1:22 left to go. And Scott makes the second shot.
Grundhauser's done an excellent job to handling the basketball, attacking the press, getting it up to the offensive end.
How about if we have co-players of the game tonight, Grundhauser and Merril?
I think it's an excellent choice. They both contributed heavily to this victory.
I believe Merril's cracked 20. He's got 21, and Grundhauser right behind him in the scoring column.
Well, Russ Merrill was, he got his shot down a little bit tonight, and he put 2 or 3 shots together, and that really helps build your confidence. He was around the offensive boards. He did his share of defensive reboundings.
We're going to have to take a quick break here, Jim. We'll be right back.
Okay. But this Friday night. Jump ball at the Raider end. Controlled by Joey Scott. We're going to get a travel there. Tell you, subs in the game now, they want to get on that scoreboard. Everybody likes to see their name in there. Good hustle play. A foul on Kevin Bougash. And Stennert going to the line. Into the game is Andy Gora. He replaces Kevin. Again, I think the Toms River South coaches are pleasantly surprised about this game. They came in feeling that maybe they were down a little bit. They had a couple injuries, a little bit of illness with Tommy Kay, and they were leery of what the outcome was going to be. And I know they had to be happy with the way their club played tonight. They did a real fine job during this ball game. Sean Gray handling, tries to go inside. Off Verderosa, and TR South will take over. We have 30 seconds in the game now. The play tends to get a little bit ragged. I think for Toms River East, a little bit of a disappointing evening. I've seen them play a couple times this year, and you know, I feel they're a better club than they showed tonight. Fowler on a pass off. Sean Kaufman on a jumper. We'll push that ball up. South just kind of holding on. East is looking for the foul or to grab the ball. That's the ball game. It's 88-66.